Yeah, they're my targets now. These are. I want to get my rematch and put the wrong right, and God bless and just come through it.
Daniel Dubois is not pulling any punches when it comes to his future plans. After delivering a jaw-dropping knockout against Anthony Joshua, Dubois has his eyes firmly set on the winner of the much-awaited Tyson Fury versus Alexander Usyk rematch. With this newfound momentum, Dynamite has sent a brutal warning to whoever walks away with the title on December 21st.
Congrats, Daniel. Good win. I'm happy for you.
In a recent interview, Dubois was direct, stating, "I don't care if it's Fury or Usyk, I'm coming for them. That belt is mine, and they know what's coming. I've tasted blood and I'm hungrier than ever." These chilling words came just hours after his spectacular fifth-round knockout of Joshua at Wembley Stadium, a fight that flipped the heavyweight division upside down. As Fury and Usyk prepare for their rematch, Dubois has made it clear that he is ready to step into the ring with either of them, adding fuel to the fire.
Yeah, they're my targets now. These are. I want to get my rematch and put the wrong right, and God bless and.
Fury and Usyk have their hands full as they gear up for a fight that promises to be a clash of titans. Dubois' promoter Frank Warren, who also promotes Tyson Fury, admits that this potential showdown between his two-star heavyweights would put him in an awkward position. "I'm going to tell you straight, I would be in a very, very awkward situation to do that fight," Warren confessed. "I would struggle with that. But if they want it, and the business calls for it, then that's up to them."
Oh, good. How good are we? Good. Very good. Very good. Yeah, we're going to on fire. Yeah. 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 You've got to dominate this. Yeah. Get out of there behind that jab and you can take that.
This conflict of interest for Warren highlights just how big this potential bout could be. On one hand, he's guided Fury to the top of the heavyweight division, but on the other, he's got a rising star in Dubois, who has just knocked out one of the most iconic fighters in British boxing history. The heat is actually spreading faster than anyone could have predicted. Now, before Dubois threw his hat into the ring, there were big talks of an all-British super fight between Joshua and Fury, especially in Saudi Arabia. Turki Al-Sheikh, who we all know by now, had been planning for a Joshua-Fury showdown to happen next year, regardless of whether Fury beats Usyk in their rematch. The dream was simple. Fury would emerge victorious against Usyk, claiming the WBA, WBC, and WBO belts, while Joshua would take the IBF title from Dubois, setting up a battle for the undisputed crown. But Dubois obliterated those plans with a single punch. Joshua's fifth-round defeat at Wembley not only knocked him out cold, but also knocked him out of the heavyweight title picture. Well, for now. But even with the loss, Eddie Hearn, Joshua's promoter, remained defiant. He said, "There's still life in the Fury fight for Joshua. Anything can happen in boxing, and AJ is not done yet." Warren, however, was less optimistic, having seen it coming from a mile away. "They were all making plans for Tyson against AJ, and I told them it wouldn't happen. I told them straight. I've been doing this a long time, and I knew it was a mistake to count out Dubois." The idea of a Dubois versus Fury fight has boxing fans now more interested than ever. It would be a battle of two British giants, one representing the old guard in Fury, and the other, the new blood in Dubois. But it's not just the British fans who are eager to see this. The whole world is waiting to see if Dubois can truly ascend to the top of the heavyweight mountain.
Tyson, your reaction?
Yes, Tyson.
It's heavyweight boxing, boys. It happens. Shit happens. You get knocked spark out. It could have been me. It could have been you. It could have been anybody.
Dubois has made his ambitions clear. "I've knocked out Joshua. I've shown the world what I can do. Now it's time to take on the best, and that's Fury or Usyk. I'm ready for whoever wins that fight. I'm not afraid of anyone. I've worked my whole life for this moment, and no one is going to take it away from me." The 27-year-old is no stranger to adversity. His first major setback came in 2020 when he suffered a stoppage loss to Joe Joyce. Many doubted if he could recover mentally from that defeat, but Dubois has proven his doubters wrong. His knockout of Joshua was not just a victory. It was him proving that he has matured, become more dangerous, and most importantly, he's hungry for more. As for Anthony Joshua, the loss to Dubois was devastating. A once dominant force in the heavyweight division, Joshua has now suffered 4 career defeats. Despite calls for his retirement, Joshua remains defiant. In a heartfelt statement following the loss, he said, "We rolled the dice for the 3rd time. That's 13 world title fights. Not everyone has been successful, but they've all been entertaining."
All we want is a fair shake, and we didn't get it. What is going to happen is what we said, and I'm very confident that once all the evidence is reviewed.
Joshua, ever the warrior, refuses to let this defeat define him. "We took a shot at success and came up short. What does that mean now? That we run away? Or are we going to live to fight another day? I'm a warrior, and I will fight again." Joshua's resolve is admirable, but the question remains, does he still have what it takes to compete at the top level?
Always walk with your head high. We took a shot at success and we came up short, unfortunately. We rolled the dice, man, for the 3rd time. That's 13 world title fights.
Warren hinted at a possible rematch between Joshua and Dubois, saying, "I think it's something to be considered. Anything is on the table." A Joshua-Dubois rematch could be a massive draw, especially with Joshua looking to redeem himself and Dubois hungry to prove that his victory was no fluke. We saw it do it with Andy rematch. He came back with a different game plan that left him with the win. But if we're being honest, not many fans want to see Joshua getting beat down by Dubois again.
Fight, so plenty of options and plenty of things to consider and think about as well.
So just to confirm, I just want to make sure we're clear on this. The rematch clause wasn't there as such.
As Dubois waits for the outcome of the Fury-Usyk rematch, he's not sitting idle. His team is already planning the next steps in his career, and he's staying focused on his goal of becoming the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. "I'm staying ready," Dubois said. "I'm training every day like I've got a fight tomorrow. Whether it's Fury or Usyk, I'm ready to step in that ring and take what's mine." Dubois has the power, the determination, and the skill to go all the way, and his devastating knockout of Joshua proved that. But stepping into the ring with Fury or Usyk is a whole different challenge. Fury's size, skill, and ring IQ make him one of the most formidable fighters in boxing history, while Usyk's technical brilliance and movement can give any heavyweight fits. Still, Dubois remains confident. "I've been in the ring with big names before and I've come out on top. I respect Fury and Usyk, but I don't fear them. I've worked my whole life for this moment, and nothing is going to stop me from becoming the undisputed champion."
AJ, all the big boys. AJ, Fury, Usyk, rematch. Come on. A step in the right direction. And you're not only just proving it to them, but proving it to myself as well.
The heavyweight division is in a state of flux. With Joshua's fall from grace, Dubois' rise to prominence, and the impending Fury versus Usyk rematch, the landscape of the division is changing rapidly. Dubois has thrown his hat into the ring, and he's not backing down. He wants to fight the best, and he's willing to do whatever it takes to make that happen. This comes after Daniel Dubois specifically left another message for Usyk. After his impressive victory, he made it clear that there is unfinished business with Usyk. The Ukrainian fighter, who previously stopped Dubois in the 9th round of their controversial world title clash, is not off the hook yet. Dubois isn't backing down. He made his intentions crystal clear. "I need to go in there and right that wrong," Dubois boldly said, speaking to Sky Sports. After his rebound from the defeat to Usyk, with back-to-back TKO victories over Jarrell Miller and Filip Hrgovic, Dubois is more determined than ever to take on Usyk again. "There is definitely unfinished business with me and Usyk," he stated with clear conviction.
Step back, please.
In their last encounter, Usyk's experience showed as he gradually wore Dubois down before ending the fight in the 9th round. But for Dubois, it wasn't just a defeat, it was a turning point. Reflecting on that fight, Dubois said, "I was in a dark place before and I'm coming into the light, so I need to get that back." Dubois knows that Usyk has teased the idea of moving back down to cruiserweight to reclaim undisputed status in that division, but Dubois isn't ready to let Usyk off the hook just yet. "He was at cruiserweight before and I'm sure he could come back up," Dubois added, hinting that even if Usyk considers dropping weight, he'll have to deal with Dubois first. Let's see how the future plays out. Dubois' ambition is clear. Having knocked out one of the biggest names in the heavyweight division, his confidence is at an all-time high.
To him, he is a little boy. He's an older man, isn't he? I mean, you know, but little boys become men. And that's what's going to happen on Saturday.
But it's not just the victory over Joshua that fuels his determination. It's the fact that Dubois now holds the IBF heavyweight title, which Usyk had to relinquish earlier this year. Usyk, who was briefly the first undisputed heavyweight champion in over 25 years, gave up the IBF belt in June, just a month after claiming it. This paved the way for Dubois to be upgraded to full world champion status after his interim title win over Hrgović in Saudi Arabia, but Dubois is still waiting to physically get his hands on that belt. "We're waiting, where is it?" he joked, before adding more seriously, "but hopefully I'll get it." Dubois knows he's in good company when it comes to fighters who won their belts in this way. "That's how Lennox Lewis became champion," he remarked, recalling how the great British heavyweight legend also ascended to world champion status under similar circumstances. It's happened before in the past in boxing history. For Dubois, the importance of officially being a world champion isn't just symbolic. It represents the culmination of years of hard work, struggle, and sacrifice. "Just to get your name up there as world champion is a great feeling," he said. Still, Dubois admits he wished he had the IBF belt in his hands during his fight with Joshua. "I wish I had it on the night, the IBF world title belt, but it's all good." His victory over Filip Hrgović was crucial in cementing his place as a world champion. Hrgović was known for his toughness, but Dubois was relentless. The victory silenced critics who had doubted him after his controversial loss to Usyk. It was a statement win, and it positioned him as a serious threat in the heavyweight division. That night in Riyadh, Dubois not only showcased his power, but also his mental toughness. The encouragement from his father and trainer Don Charles was key, pushing him to dig deep when it mattered most.
"I don't see big balls. But you don't fight with biceps, you fight with the balls and with the heart."
Let's find out about that. Let's find out about who's got heart.
It was to just keep digging deep, Dubois recalled. Like my dad was saying from outside the ring, "Don't wait, don't wait." His father's words spurred him to keep attacking, and Dubois took the lesson to heart. The best form of defense is attack, so I learned from that fight to attack and keep going. Having his father at ringside is an immense source of strength for Dubois. "It's massive," he said. "You just need that to kick you up the backside and get on with it." Dubois acknowledges that he started the fight against Hrgović a bit shaky, but once he found his rhythm, everything fell into place. "I started off a bit shaky, but I got into it once the rhythm went," he said. "I felt the vibe and I had the right people in my corner, so it was great." That victory over Hrgović, paired with his recent destruction of Anthony Joshua, has put Dubois in prime position. Now back on home turf in London as a world champion, Dubois knows what's at stake. A victory over Joshua, which has already opened doors for him, is just the beginning. He knows that his next move could lead to even bigger opportunities, including the chance to settle the score with Usyk. "It puts me at the top of the tree now if I beat Joshua," Dubois said confidently. "It does make me the king for sure." Dubois is not shying away from the fact that a rematch with Usyk is on his mind. He views their first fight as unfinished business and is determined to right the wrongs from that bout. His hunger for redemption is evident. "I need to go in there and right that wrong," he repeated, extending just how much that loss weighs on him. He has learned from that defeat, and every step since then has been about growth. Dubois is no longer the same fighter who faced Usyk a year ago. With 2 big knockouts since then, he has re-established himself as a force to be reckoned with. The fire inside him is burning brighter than ever. Dubois is also aware of Usyk's potential plans to move back down to cruiserweight, but as far as Dubois is concerned, Usyk has unfinished business in the heavyweight division, and that business is with him. He's not going to let Usyk slip away easily. Dubois has set his sights on that rematch, and he's determined to make it happen. The belt that now rests on Dubois' shoulder, the IBF title that Usyk relinquished, adds an extra layer of intrigue to their potential rematch. With Dubois now holding one of the belts Usyk once claimed, the stakes are even higher. It's not just about revenge, it's about solidifying his place as the best in the division. Anthony Joshua now faces a critical moment in his career, as his latest defeat at the hands of Daniel Dubois seems to be closing certain doors. The loss comes as a shock, particularly as many believe Joshua could handle Dubois and set up a much-anticipated fight against Tyson Fury. However, after his defeat, the road back to Alexander Usyk, the man who handed Joshua 2 painful losses in the past, looks more distant than ever. The plans that were being set in motion for a potential rematch between Joshua and Usyk have been derailed by this latest loss. Usyk, who has risen to the top after defeating both Joshua and Tyson Fury, has no immediate reason to face Joshua again. Instead, the Ukrainian champion is looking forward, focusing on further cementing his legacy, while Joshua must now reassess his own standing in the heavyweight division. Turki Alalshik, the Saudi boxing chief, had earlier hinted at offering a huge fight for Joshua, possibly a showdown with Tyson Fury. The idea was to bring these two British heavyweights together in a massive bout that fans have been eagerly waiting for. But Joshua's defeat at the hands of Dubois complicates that prospect, making it more uncertain. Alalshik, who spoke to TalkSport before the Joshua-Dubois fight, mentioned how important a Joshua victory would be for setting up that massive event. For the business, of course, it will be a huge fight if Joshua wins, he had said. But now that Joshua has lost, the situation becomes trickier. The Saudi promoter also acknowledged the unpredictability of heavyweight boxing, saying, "This is boxing, especially the heavyweights." That unpredictability was on full display when Joshua succumbed to Dubois' relentless attack. Alalshik, like many others, expected Joshua to pull through, but he also recognized that Dubois had a serious chance. "I think it is a difficult fight for Joshua and a dangerous fight for Joshua," Alalshik had admitted before the bout. Joshua's defeat to Dubois now raises the question, where does he go from here? The once unstoppable force in the heavyweight division now finds himself in a precarious position. While there may still be interest in a Fury versus Joshua fight, especially in the British boxing scene, the momentum for such a matchup has undoubtedly taken a hit. Fans, who were eager to see Joshua bounce back and claim another world title, are left wondering whether he has what it takes to compete at the highest level anymore. Even with this defeat, Joshua still has options. The heavyweight division is always full of possibilities, and as Alalshik pointed out, anything can happen. He hinted at the unpredictable nature of boxing when he said, "I picked Deontay Wilder against Joseph Parker and Zhilei Zhang, and he lost." Joshua, much like Wilder in that situation, could still have opportunities to fight high-profile opponents, but his path is no longer as clear-cut as it once was. Alalshik also acknowledged that the future of boxing is often dictated by the choices of its biggest stars. In this case, Tyson Fury holds much of the power. Fury has previously mentioned the possibility of retirement after his fight with Usyk, which adds even more uncertainty to the heavyweight landscape. Imagine Tyson after the fight with Usyk wants to retire, Alalshik speculated, further complicating any potential future plans for Joshua. Despite this loss, the possibility of a Fury versus Joshua fight still exists. Alalshik stated his desire to see the fight happen regardless of the outcome of Joshua's fight with Dubois. "If Usyk wins, still I want to see Fury versus Joshua if they accept," he said, showing that there is still a market for such a matchup. However, whether Fury would be interested in fighting Joshua after such a loss is another question entirely.
Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury still has to happen. No matter what, that still has to happen. That must happen.
What about that finish, Conor? You seem not gonna...
Great finish, great performance.
All the best.
Joshua, Tyson Fury has to happen.
Cheers, Conor.
For now, Joshua must focus on rebuilding. The defeat to Dubois has put a dent in his legacy, but it is not the end of his story. Heavyweight boxing is a sport of comebacks, and Joshua has the skills, the name, and the fan base to stage another return. The key will be how he handles this latest setback and whether he can regain the confidence that once made him a dominant force in the division. Dubois, on the other hand, has proven himself as a rising star with this win. He showed the world that he is not just a stepping stone for fighters like Joshua, but a legitimate threat to anyone in the division. His victory over Joshua will no doubt elevate his profile and open doors to more significant fights, possibly even a shot at Alexander Usyk or Tyson Fury in the future. Dubois' win has reshaped the heavyweight division, adding another young contender to the list of fighters vying for supremacy. Well, what's your take on this? Share your thoughts below and don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for more updates. See you in the next one.